Now on CoastTV News.
Iran threatens strait closure, what it means for the global oil supply. Vice President J.D. Vance heads to Switzerland. What's at stake in Iran talks? Millions hit the road as 4th of July is around the corner. What drivers can expect at the pump?
For Delmarva, and the official start to summer just hours away. And of course, tomorrow is Father's Day. Looking good for your Father's Day forecast. I'll have more on that, plus more on the summer solstice coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Conflicting reports over the Strait of Hormuz. Good evening and welcome to CoastTV News at 11. I'm Emma Aiken. We begin tonight with the latest on the critical waterway in the Middle East. This video aired in Iran today, showing the Iranian Armed Forces logo as Iran's military command announced the strait was closed due to Israeli strikes against Hezbollah in Lebanon, even though Iran had committed to reopening the strait under the interim peace deal. Iran warned any ships approaching the strait would be at risk, but U.S. Central Command released a statement on X today that 55 merchant ships went through the strait today, moving more than 17 million barrels of oil. Overnight, Israel said Iran-backed Hezbollah fired more than 50 projectiles at Israeli soldiers in southern Lebanon, violating the ceasefire, so Israel said it attacked what it described as Hezbollah targets in response. Lebanese civil defense and media say the Israeli strikes killed at least 16 people. Although Israel is not a direct party to the deal between the U.S. and Iran, Iran has warned it would consider Israeli strikes a violation of the terms. Before leaving for Switzerland this evening for talks with the Iranians, the Pakistanis, and the Qataris, Vice President J.D. Vance made brief remarks and took a few questions with reporters on the tarmac of Joint Base Andrews. Vance said he is looking forward to the technical talks between all parties that will be taking place over the next few days.
I think we're hopefully making progress on the nuclear issue, make progress on the Lebanon ceasefire issue. Those are the two big things that I think we're going to be focused on. I'm sure the Iranians are going to have issues they'd like to discuss as well.
Vance says they will get structure of negotiations in place, but that he can only be there for a day or two. We're now switching gears, taking a look outside into Dover. Our First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey joins us now with a look at the forecast. Good evening, Bob.
Good evening, Emma. A beautiful last day of spring for Delmarva. Up to 86 in Georgetown, 85 in Salisbury, 83 in Ocean City, and there was a lot of wind with that. Naturally, we have cooled into the 60s and 70s at this hour. 75 Bethany beats 75 Rehoboth, Millsboro 70, and Delmar at 68. Dew points in the 50s and 60s. Still on the dry side. We're going to be seeing that humidity rising over the next few days, and the winds are light now, but boy, were they gusty earlier on. As we're seeing some clouds now across Kent County. Right now, Sussex County mostly clear. A little shower across southern New Jersey. A few more showers western Maryland into Pennsylvania as well. And some of these showers could survive the trek into Delmarva. Maybe a sprinkle through the overnight hours. Otherwise, really not a big deal at all. We keep it mainly dry. Here's midnight on Futurecast, mid-60s, and then that chance of a shower very early tomorrow morning. And then we're looking at temperatures in the 70s mid-morning, by noon, mid-80s, and then mid-80s into the afternoon hours. So looking great for Father's Day and any outdoor plans. Maybe you're buying Dad a new tie. 74 at 9 by noon, 82 and 86 by 3 with partly cloudy skies. More on your Father's Day forecast and the start to summer coming up a little bit later on.
If you're heading to Lewes this week, new stop signs are being installed at 3 intersections along Cedar Street. That's starting Monday, weather permitting. The new stops will be added at East Market Street, Connecticut Avenue, and Odessa and Michigan Avenues. Lewes police say they'll be monitoring the changes and evaluating any traffic concerns as the new traffic pattern takes effect. And staying there in Lewes, DelDOT is looking for public input on pedestrian and bicycle improvements. DelDOT crews are now tracking bicycle and pedestrian activity near the intersection of Savannah Road and American Legion Road. The study will also extend to Massachusetts Avenue as officials evaluate sidewalk needs in the area. A newborn Chincoteague pony has died after becoming separated from its mother and herd. The Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company says the less-than-day-old foal wandered into another band of ponies where it suffered deadly injuries during an encounter involving a stallion. Officials say the death was a rare and unpredictable accident, and there is no cause for concern within the herd. Today is National Bald Eagle Day, celebrating America's national symbol and the conservation efforts that helped bring the species back from the brink of extinction. The 4th Street Preserve is marking the occasion with a naming contest for the 3 bald eagles currently living at the preserve. There's still time to participate, and organizers say entries can be submitted through the preserve's website. The competition lasts through August 9th. Millions of Americans are expected to travel for the 4th of July holiday. AAA estimates this year to be one for the record books. And if you're hitting the road, prices at the pump are coming down. In this Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has details on travel and gas prices ahead of Independence Day.
High gas prices aren't putting the brakes on July 4th travel. AAA estimates more than 72 million people will travel 50 miles or more this year to celebrate.
Gas prices really haven't deterred many people and kept them home from travel.
Aixa Diaz with AAA says the majority of travelers will drive to their destination, with more than 61 million hitting the road between Saturday, June 27th and Sunday, July 5th. The good news is gas prices have started to come down. As of Wednesday, the national average for a gallon of regular gas was $4.03. That's 48 cents less than a month ago, but still much higher than the $3.15 prices drivers were paying during July 4th weekend last year.
If we're probably not going to get that low, but if we could even get below $4 a gallon for the national average, that would be an improvement for drivers.
Since the war with Iran began at the end of February, gas prices have soared more than 30% due to Iran essentially halting maritime traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. It's caused a global disruption in oil supply. But even when an agreement to end the war is finalized between the U.S. and Iran, experts warn consumers won't see relief overnight.
Underneath it all, we still have a supply shortage. It is going to take months to return back to normality.
OPEC expert Amina Bakr with Kipler says it will take a while for companies to restart oil production, which is why prices at the pump will slowly come down. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
We are just getting started here on Coast TV News at 11. Coming up later, summer heat risks, how to protect dementia patients this time of year.
Near normal temperatures on our Saturday in Georgetown, a high of 86, low of 62. Normal's now 85 and 66 with a record high of 98 back in 2012. Looking great for the start to summer and Father's Day. Increasing rain chances early next week. Your full forecast coming up a little bit later on.
But first, from protesters asking for police to a sea turtle release. It was a busy week here on Delmarva. In case you missed any of it, we have a recap of the week when we're back in just 60 seconds. From Cape Henlopen School District, feeling the pressure of growth on the coast to Juneteenth celebrations. There was a lot going on this week here on the coast. Brandon Ferguson has a look at our week in review.
On Monday, the Cape Henlopen School District added 8 modular classrooms, 4 at Cape Henlopen High School and 4 at the Sussex Consortium. District officials say both buildings are over capacity, with Cape Henlopen High School at 103% capacity, according to a state report. The classrooms will cost about $300,000 up front, plus $140,000 a year to lease. On Tuesday, Indivisible Southern Delaware raised safety concerns about its weekly protests. The group says members have faced verbal confrontations, items thrown from cars, and other problems along Route 1 in Rehoboth Beach. The organization is asking Delaware State Police for more communication and protection. State Police said if anyone is in immediate danger, to dial 911 at those protests. On Wednesday, DENREC announced expanded help for farmers dealing with deer damage. Qualifying farmers can now enroll directly in the Extreme Deer Damage Assistance Program for summer 2026. The program allows hunters to harvest antlerless deer year-round on enrolled farms. DENREC says the change comes after farmers reported higher crop damage and expected losses made worse by dry conditions across Delaware. On Thursday, 9 sea turtles were released back into the ocean in Ocean City after months of rehabilitation. The National Aquarium says the turtles were rescued in December after being cold stunned in Cape Cod. Staff say the release happened later than usual because of colder winter conditions along the East Coast. The turtles were returned to the water near 40th Street, giving them a second chance in the wild. On Friday, community members gathered in Milford to celebrate Juneteenth. The event featured live music, food, vendors, and activities honoring freedom and African American history. Juneteenth marks June 19, 1865, when enslaved people in Galveston, Texas, learned they were free. Organizers say the celebration continues to grow while bringing people together through culture, education, and reflection. For Week in Review, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
Coming up later, Dogfish Head Brewery in Milton, a summer solstice party there with live music, family fun, and special offerings for Dad. And coming up next, Bob Trihey is in the CoastTV First Alert Weather Center. He's saying it's looking great for the start of summer and Father's Day too. He has your full forecast after this.
It's been a beautiful start to the weekend for Delmarva and a beautiful evening, very festive looking on the Gateway Subaru Cam. Still lots of activity on the boardwalk and lots of people having fun as the weather is pleasant. We'll keep that going tonight with temperatures in the 60s with light winds. And then heading into Father's Day, we have the summer solstice to begin with at 4:24. More on that coming up, and quite warm and looking great for any outdoor activities with Dad tomorrow with temperatures into the 80s. Let's talk about the summer solstice. Typically, it falls between June 20th and 22nd. This time around, it's June 21st. Tomorrow morning, the solstice at 4:24. Solstice means sun and to stand still. This is when the sun is at the highest point in the sky, and it's the longest day of the year. Sunrise tomorrow morning in Rehoboth is 5:25. It sets at 8:28. It's not the latest sunset. That is at 8:29, but it's the longest day, 14 hours, 52 minutes, and 42 seconds. And then the days get shorter, all the way down to 9 hours and 5 minutes as we head into winter. But first things first, let's get through summer. And we're looking at temperatures in the 60s and 70s right now. 68 at Gumboro, 71 Millsboro, with 74 Bethany Beach, 75 in Rehoboth. Dew point temperatures still dry. Anytime we see 50s and low 60s, we're still in the comfortable range, and the winds are light now. They're going to rev up again tomorrow as we're seeing some clouds spilling into Sussex County and parts of Delmarva, even a few showers southern Jersey into Pennsylvania and western Maryland, as well as a weak disturbance is moving through. Some of those showers could sneak in before the dawn hours tomorrow with a weak cold front, but this will fizzle out. Otherwise, we'll see more high pressure and beautiful weather heading into your Sunday. Here's midnight on Futurecast, 60s and low 70s, then clouds overnight. Don't be surprised to see a few sprinkles before sunrise. Otherwise, a good looking Sunday on the way. Temperatures into the 80s, mid to upper 80s mid-afternoon, 70s and 80s at the coast. And then we head into your Monday with changes on the way, a mostly cloudy start, temperatures in the low 70s. Then the winds rev up from the south, and we're looking at temperatures into the upper 80s by late morning, increasing humidity, then close to 90 by the afternoon hours. This is ahead of a cold front that will be coming in. Now, this model showing a lot of really heavy rain later in the evening. It tends to flip-flop, but definitely a heavy rain possible. Not expecting severe weather as more of those showers continue into the midnight hours, and still some lingering rain as we go into Tuesday. Along the coast on Sunday, an offshore wind means warm at the coast. 87 Lewes, 86 Dewey Beach, 85 in Ocean City. And the winds start to rev up, especially as we head into Monday with gusts maybe 35 to close to 40 miles per hour. Make sure you secure those outdoor items, and hopefully my straw stays on top of my seat outside. Then those winds shift to the north as we head into Tuesday. We are comfortable tomorrow, and then very humid as we head into Monday, then kind of up and down after that. Then the next chance of rain comes in on Friday, maybe a soaking rain. 65 tonight, partly cloudy and pleasant. 87 for your Father's Day, hot and windy. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. There's that rain chance into Tuesday, 84. Dry and typical warmth Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe another storm chance by Friday, 87. And then Saturday, partly cloudy and 89.
The National Football League is, by most accounts, the most popular sport in the U.S. However, the other football, or rather football, is gaining ground thanks to the U.S.'s recent prowess. John Lornick reports.
USA! USA!
The United States is guaranteed to make it through to the next round of the World Cup following Friday's 2-0 victory over Australia.
I'm confident, 2 games in the World Cup. The fans are helping us to be confident as well, not just me, but the whole team.
That match win marked the first time since 1930 that the U.S. won 2 World Cup games during the group stage.
We should be very proud of how we played, and to be able to get our first clean sheet, in a while, especially our first one in the World Cup, I think it just means so much to us.
And thanks to Paraguay's win over Turkey, the U.S. has secured the top slot in Group D, which gives them the advantage of not having to play another top-seeded nation in the knockout rounds right away.
That was unbelievable. They're looking so good.
The Americans will now face off against Turkey Thursday night in Los Angeles.
Let's go, USA!
And fans are feeling pretty confident.
I'm starting to believe. I think we're pretty dominant. I think we're dangerous.
I think they have a really good chance of winning this whole thing.
USA all the way, red, white, and blue. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Let's go.
In Atlanta, I'm John Lawrence reporting.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how will you watch the FIFA World Cup? Let's take a look at the updated results. 67% say they're not going to watch, but 26% say they'll watch at home, with 5% saying a watch party and 2% saying in person. That's exciting. And if you haven't voted yet, you still can on coasttv.com or on the mobile app. If you're still looking for a way to celebrate Dad this Father's Day, Dogfish Head's Milton Brewery is hosting a summer solstice party on Sunday, starting at noon. The event features live music, family-friendly activities, food specials, giveaways, and special Father's Day offerings. Guests can also try the brewery's new Midsummer Sun beer while kicking off the first weekend of summer. Or, if Dad's idea of a perfect Father's Day starts with breakfast, the Indian River Volunteer Fire Company Auxiliary is hosting an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet Sunday morning. The meal runs from 7:30 until 11 at Indian River Volunteer Fire Company Station 1, giving families another way to celebrate Father's Day while supporting a local fire company. Well, June is Alzheimer's and Brain Health Awareness Month, and in the U.S., more than 6 million people are living with dementia, according to the National Institutes of Health. As the temperatures rise, heat and humidity can be especially dangerous for patients with declining cognition. In this Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains why and has tips on how to keep a loved one safe in the summer heat.
For the millions of people living with cognitive decline, getting outdoors in the sunlight is essential.
It's helpful for their sleep cycle and everything, for their mood.
But Dr. Heba Khan with Cleveland Clinic says spending too much time in the summer heat and humidity is especially dangerous for these patients because it's hard for their bodies to sense and react to changes in temperature, and they may not be able to communicate how they're feeling.
So our patients are very much likely to develop dehydration, heat stroke, and other complications from the heat earlier than an average person would if they were outside for too long.
To keep these patients safe, Khan says they should always have a companion. That person can encourage walks and time outdoors, but also frequently remind the person to drink water. Since plain water is not always well received by some dementia patients, she says to try flavored water or fruits with high water content like watermelon to help their hydration, and make sure they wear sun protective clothing.
Sweating also changes actually with dementia, so most patients are not sweating like an average person would, and that's an important mechanism that our body has to let some of the heat out.
Finally, Khan says to watch for warning signs that are unusual from their baseline, like sudden changes in mental status, confusion, and disorientation.
It's best not to blame it on dementia or the progression, and it's always important to seek help, ask questions if you see something new that is a little bit unsettling.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Coming up next, from oyster shells to a seafood empire, the remarkable story of how Crisfield became one of the most important towns on the peninsula.
America 250 on Delmarva, brought to you by North Bay Marina.
Many of the Maryland seafoods we enjoy today have been dietary staples in the state since its beginning as a colony. One favorite of early settlers was oysters. Native to the Chesapeake Bay, oysters are integral to the state's economy. They have provided Maryland watermen with an essential source of income for centuries. And here on the eastern shore, one waterfront town was built on the backs of their shells, literally. So many oysters were shucked in a town called Summers Cove that the shells were used as a foundation to create dry land from marshes, allowing more infrastructure to be built there. When massive deposits of oysters were found in the Tangier Sound, a man named John W. Crisfield saw an opportunity for Summers Cove to become an oyster boomtown as watermen flocked there. He was responsible for ensuring the Eastern Shore Railroad would connect the town to the rest of the country in 1866. Thanks to his efforts, Summers Cove was renamed Crisfield in 1872 and was later known as the seafood capital of the world.
At North Bay Marina, we know that boaters have the most fun.
Browse our standout lineup of Godfrey, Harris pontoons, Hurricane deck boats, and now proudly featuring Evati pontoons. Experience the ultimate getaway in comfort, performance, and style. Evati redefines what a pontoon boat can be. Spacious, refined, and built to match the way you boat. With on-site financing, full service support, and expert propeller care, we make boat ownership a seamless experience. North Bay Marina, family owned and operated for over 45 years.
Congratulations are in order for some members of our Coast TV and Telemundo Delmarva family. Reporter Ana Sofia Roman, editor Ted Corriero, and photographer Tyler Wrightson took home a Capital Emmy Award tonight for their three-part series, Esperanza Bajo Ice, or Faith Under Ice. The award recognizes excellence in television journalism, and we're proud to celebrate their outstanding work. And one more congratulations to Coast TV News Director John Deering, who was honored tonight with the 2026 Board of Governors Award from the Capital Emmys. The prestigious award recognizes a lifetime of achievement in broadcasting and John's decades of leadership and mentorship in local television news. From all of us at Coast TV, congratulations, John, on this well-deserved honor.
And speaking of award-winning, I think you could say tomorrow's weather is award-winning for Dad. Couldn't have scripted a better forecast for the first day of summer. 74 at 9, 82 at noon, and around 86 by 3 o'clock with partly cloudy skies. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, 91 Monday. We'll have to watch for storms Monday night, and then we're looking at showers on Tuesday, 84, and then mid-80s the rest of the week. Another storm chance Friday, and maybe more showers as we head into the second half of the weekend.
Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts right now. Have a great night.